From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Follow along on a search and rescue mission due to massive flooding. How many counties were involved? Coming up.
A lot of Americans want to go to an open house. They want to make a purchase and own a home, but real estate has gotten crazy in a lot of parts of the country. We look at the plans from President Biden and Congress to make housing more affordable. Coming up.
6:30 on this Tuesday. We start with some dramatic video showing just how serious the flooding is. Take a look at that. That's a community near Gardner. Video captured by Debbie Dixon shows a building that housed Yellowstone Park employees falling into the Yellowstone River. Fortunately, no reports of injuries due to that one. Not known if the workers who worked there were park employees or if they work for park concessions, but either way, that home is gone.
You know,
others have been washed away as well because of that.
So many times we're showing flooding out in China or different places.
Yep.
That's where we see that. It doesn't happen in our backyard, right?
Not all that often, but it can.
It can, and
Yes,
this is
it can.
a dangerous situation that we're dealing with for sure in these area rivers.
Correct, and
Yep.
you do need to be careful out there.
Absolutely. Temperature's a little cool this morning. It's not cold by any stretch, but it's not going to warm up a whole lot as you get into the afternoon. Still have a lot of flooding concerns, obviously the Yellowstone. Also, as you get out that main trunk of the Gallatin, dealing with some flooding concerns through Wednesday and early Thursday. It does look like the river's crested. But of course, there's going to be an ebb and flow with that. Off and on showers today, but it's just spotty, light stuff. According to the models, we're looking at a few 100ths of an inch. Daytime highs remain cold, but the wind will be a problem for the afternoon. We'll break down that forecast, take a look at the wind and what to expect by the end of the week in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. 6:31. Livingston Healthcare Hospital sits empty this morning. Facility says that it evacuated patients and most of the staff from the main hospital campus because of rising floodwaters. That water now encroaching into the parking lot, making access to the facility difficult. So far, Livingston Healthcare says floodwaters have not reached the building. All operations, however, at the hospital are canceled. Emergency department diverting cases to other hospitals. Urgent care closed there till further notice. Staying in Park County, what you're seeing is a Carbella Bridge, also known as the Tom Minor Bridge in the Paradise Valley. Stunning pictures of the bridge literally being washed away down the river. It was posted on social media yesterday. Now, Gallatin County Emergency Management says simply stay away from the water. It's high, fast, and cold, and there is lots of debris in it, making it extremely dangerous. You can see that debris right there. Don't drive through moving water either. Watch, because some of those bridges could be compromised, and we are hearing reports that some bridges are compromised in the area. Water is gushing in and around southwest Montana. We mentioned the Carbella Tom Minor Bridge collapsed. Gallatin County Search and Rescue helped getting people to safety around Livingston. Gardner had high water running through the streets. Big Sky had high water running over House Rock. Williams Bridge near Gallatin Gateway currently closed as it has suffered some damage. Red Lodges struggling, campers and miners trapped on and around the Stillwater. Also, Yellowstone National Park closed all entrances. They closed at about 11 o'clock yesterday. Park says it expects to stay closed at least through tomorrow. You're looking at the north entrance road through Gardner Canyon between Gardner and Mammoth Hot Springs. Park Superintendent Cam Shawley says first priority to evacuate the northern part of the park where there are multiple road and bridge failures. You can see that on that road. Park reports heavy flooding, rock slides, extremely hazardous conditions throughout the park. Park Service also says power is out to numerous parts of Yellowstone, while adding that roads in the southern part of the park are on the verge of being flooded now as well. You can see just how extensive the flooding in the Paradise Valley is thanks to this footage shot by Jessica K. Bodner with pilot Dean Graham yesterday. Shows some of the homes as well as barns and outbuildings inundated by rising waters. Some nearby roads covered by floodwaters as well. Park County officials warning people stay away from flooded roads for their own safety. Barricades are up. Please do not go around them. If the road is closed, it's closed for a reason. Also, City of Livingston advising residents south of Lewis Street to view vista between B and O streets to begin pre-evacuation preparations. That was yesterday afternoon. Yellowstone River overtaking homes. Jane McDonald was there as rescuers help people escape those rising waters.
It all began with a phone call from Gallatin County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue Captain Scott Secourt, saying that there was a multi-county mission here in Park County.
Normally, we're used to floods
got a flood wall around the house, and you watch the river monitoring. You're pretty prepared, but the river just kind of took charge today. And
my family lives at the end of this road. A couple friends too, so they're just pulling out. My brother, it looks like, and his dogs right now.
Waiting along Highway 89 on Blue Road. For Sam Mascari, seeing his brother get off of that raft was a relief.
You know, the house is underwater. It's knee deep in the house. We've got search and rescue, took the kids and the dog, but the water's moving through everybody's house on this road. It's pretty sad.
We've been spending most of the day today helping people that have been stranded by the flooding, either evacuate them or just getting them to the higher ground to safety.
How many rescues have there been so far today? Captain Dudstra says too many to count. I mean, is this anything like you've seen before in this area?
Never. I mean, there's high historic floods, but you know, our house has kind of been an island in the past. Well, it's not anymore.
Not wasting time, Gallatin and Park County Search and Rescue and the Sheriff's Office worked in tandem, getting the raft in the water and making trips back and forth to rescue those stranded on Blue Road.
Thank God we got guys like this. They come out, they do their job, and we're just happy to have them.
This morning, I spoke with Gallatin County Chief Emergency Manager, who said, come Wednesday, we may shift to some dry heat, which may complicate the flooding. But for the Mascaris, they will be staying with family and waiting for the chance to head back home and assess the damage. In Livingston, Jane McDonald, MTN News.
And for those that don't have family to stay with, the American Red Cross of Montana opened a shelter late yesterday, Hope Lutheran Church. That's at 2152 Graff Street here in Bozeman. If you're hit by the flooding in Livingston or other areas of Park County, Red Cross provides a place to stay and meals and access to help. Everyone welcome at Red Cross, and it is free to use. Elsewhere in the state, Red Lodge, normally one of the most beautiful places in the state this time of year. Yesterday, record high flooding, much of the town underwater. 10's Casey Conlon has more as residents rush to safety.
This is the scene in Red Lodge. I'm on the corner of Broadway and 19th. There used to be a bridge right here running over Rock Creek. Now Rock Creek has completely overtaken it, washed it out as water continues to flow down Broadway into these buildings. It's just some of the massive damage it's already caused. And officials say, unfortunately, this may just be the beginning.
This is going to be weeks. This is a significant impact.
The East Side Road Bridge just north of Rock Creek Resort was the first to fail Sunday night, but Red Lodge Fire Chief Tom Kuntz says that was just the beginning.
Shortly we lost the 19th Street Bridge, then we lost the 9th Street Bridge. Chain of events began to happen so quickly it was difficult to keep up with.
They have not seen the creek get this high in their memory, and they've lived here all of their life. So it's definitely a historic event.
And that's bringing out the looky-loos, which is causing disaster personnel all kinds of headaches.
Our biggest message now is to please stay away from these waterways. Things are changing so rapidly. The bank could just drop away underneath you.
Yeah, check back with us either at this number.
An early command center is set up at the Carbon County Personal Services Building. Hundreds of homes and businesses have flood damage, but there are bigger problems now, starting with the town's power supply.
The transmission lines, the bank that they're supported by has eroded, and they're expecting that they're going to lose the transmission lines coming into our substation, which will result in complete loss of power throughout the community.
Much of Red Lodge had lost power by mid-afternoon Monday with no fix in sight.
Due to the high stream flows, Northwestern Energy is not sure what their ability will be to fix or replace that power line anytime soon.
It's a crisis affecting almost everyone in this area. Our Haley Monaco has more.
Meantime, 6:38 in other news. It's been something we've been covering for a while now. Housing and the high cost to buy a home in this country. Because people can't afford to buy, they're renting, and that's driving up the cost of rent as well. Now, while a number of measures have been introduced locally, Joe St. George shows us what Washington is implementing at the federal level to make owning a home realistic.
This country has two very different housing problems on our hands. On one hand, there's a homelessness crisis, more Americans sleeping on the street in need of just something over their head. And then there's the issue with affordable housing and just being able to own a property. you can call your own.
We are in a super central, vibrant neighborhood.
For perspective, we wanted to chat with realtor Trista Bernasconi. She works in real estate in arguably one of the most expensive places in the country, San Francisco.
We're on the top floor.
We aren't here to do a real estate reality TV show, but we are here to see what you get for your money these days in some American cities. How much is this being listed for?
This listing is just under 1.1 million.
Wait. You said 1.1 million?
Just under.
Trista tells me this is actually a bargain. It's 3 bedrooms with plenty of original features. $1 million gets you this?
You'd be lucky. Yes.
Expensive real estate has been an issue in this city for years, but what's different now nationwide is that other parts of the country are feeling the high prices too. Just look at the percentage hike in home prices since last year. The prices, coupled with an increase in interest rates, may have you asking, how can someone buy a home? Trista provides some advice.
Fully understand the market.
That understanding includes knowing what government programs are out there, including what income levels qualify for affordable housing in your community. You may be surprised. Every city is different. In San Francisco, if you make $90,000 a year, there's a chance you could get access to some affordable housing.
Absolutely.
Creating more affordable housing is part of a new push by the White House. The latest plan uses existing funding to encourage cities to change zoning laws so more affordable housing is required to be built. The White House also announced plans to improve financing for builders and incentivize the construction of more tiny homes or modular units.
This is not rocket science.
The tiny home idea makes a lot of sense to Alex Turk. He has worked on housing policy for years and recently launched MyOwnLockandKey.org, a nonprofit to help build more tiny homes in cities like San Francisco. An affordable housing condo could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to build, he says. Tiny homes are a fraction of the cost.
The reality is, with this modular, innovative technology, we could build units for $15,000 a pop, $20,000 a pop.
In San Francisco, I'm Joe St. George.